Every show car that I've ever done over the last 40 years, if I look carefully enough, I can find a defect. The idea when having a show car judged is to make sure that the judges can't see the defect. Obviously, we are the professionals. The judges are car enthusiasts. Sometimes, every once in a while, you're going to find maybe a painter who's a judge, or maybe a body shop owner who is a judge, and they're going to have some knowledge that the normal person who's just a car enthusiast would not have. So even though I know there are issues, even on the highest end paint job that we've done, and they're small. Everything is very, very small. The idea is, can I fix those issues and minimize anybody seeing them so as when the car is judged, I can get all the points possible in the paint department. So what I'm going to show you is what is called a Hardedge blend. To the industry, we've all been told this is absolutely impossible. And I'm here to tell you that I have won Pebble Beach with a Hardedge blend right on the roof of the car. And it was absolutely invisible. This procedure was taught to me in a paint school by Spies Hecker, and I thought, it's impossible. There is no way to do this kind of a blend on this kind of a car and it not be visible through, what we've all seen maybe as a rainbow effect when you buff it out. But I'm here to tell you, even in direct sun, on the grass at Pebble Beach, it was absolutely invisible. And it was invisible in the shop and anywhere that we could find. So I'm going to show you how to do a Hardedge blend on the front of this 63 Corvette convertible. We've got a little issue up in the front, and I don't want to repaint the whole front end. So I'm going to show you how to do that in a very easy way, doing what is called a Hardedge blend. So here is the blow through. There was a little fisheye right there. And I sanded and presto, I went right through into the base coat. So what would be the normal procedure? Well, you go back and you paint the whole front end of the car. I don't want to do that. That is not what I want to do. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to blow a little bit of base coat right in there. And then we're going to do a Hardedge blend. And I'll show you how to do that using an Infratech heater. And this is important that you bond these surfaces together using heat. You can put it out in the sun for a little while, but an Infratech heater will do this every single time and fully cross-link the urethane clear so that there is no visible line after buffing. So we put down a little bit of base coat right into that area right there. You can kind of see where that clear had gone through. We've gray Scotch-Brighted all around it. And the blend is going to be a Hardedge blend where you move the clear into the base coat area, making sure that you cover all of the base coat. Make sure you bake each step. So now we've got it clear coated. You can see there's a real nice hard edge blend right there along the edge, right over the 800 grit scratch. Kind of went up into the center there. Put 3 coats of clear on there, just light coats, and then we're going to color sand it and finish it. The heat lamps are at about 100 degrees surface temperature. You can see how bright red those lights are in the reflection right up against the blend. And this will really help to bake all the paint together on the surface. There's 97 degrees, and this still has 24 minutes of cycle time. So the lights automatically dim down as it gets closer to that 100-degree mark. And you can set it really wherever you want, but I find that 100-degree surface temperature does a great job for just bonding the two surfaces and fully cross-linking the urethane paint. All right, so let's review what we're doing. All prep work around the blend is done with a 800 grit gray Scotch-Brite. That's the 3M gray Scotch-Brite. It supposedly has an 800 grit scratch, but it's perfect for doing blend work. All color sanding on the blend is done with 2000 grit sandpaper. The sandpaper we recommend is Sunmite. It's a very good sandpaper. So 2000 grit Sunmite sandpaper. So right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna color sand this. And I'm not worried about this. This is gonna come out with the polish. But this, obviously I've got to take out any imperfections that are here, and I'm going to expose an edge. It's okay. It's okay. An edge is going to be okay. So color sand to work using a soft block, water, So this is fully color sanded. You can see the edge, just really light, but there's no roughness to it. You've cut through the edge. You can see it. We're not reducing that with any solvent. That's the worst thing that you can do to make a blend work. You need to layer that top coat right over the top of the other clear coat and have a crisp edge. Now, when we buff it, you won't see that edge at all. It's one layer on top of another layer, and it's totally invisible when it's buffed. I know it doesn't look like it's going to be, but it will be. So now we're going to start buffing Ceram-X. Very important. This product is completely different than compound. If you try and do this with compound, you're going to tear your edge. But with Ceram-X, it's specially formulated to remove all the scratches and give a perfect optic finish. We're using a wool pad. Put it on the pad. Put a little bit on the surface. Work it into the pad. So we're looking, you can kind of see the edge right there. Very faint. Now this is from a wool pad. Remember, we saw it from 2000 grit, you could really see the edge. Now from a wool pad, you can kind of see an edge. Now we're going to hit it with the DA, and it will be invisible. But so far, looks really good. Just need to get rid of that edge. And that's why it's really important that you fully color sand. You do not have any dry edge. It's called a hard edge blend for a reason. So now we're going to hit it with the DA. Okay, this is like magic. We know we've got a slight edge right there. We're going to use a DA. This is a Flex battery-powered DA, brand new CSI red foam pad, the finest pad that we make. And just a couple drops of Ceram-X, the exact same product that we used to cut with. This is with a light on. There's no quick detailer on here. We've just got, intense lighting. And it looks really good. So this is, there's some lint on there from the microfiber, and that's a brand new microfiber, but it's fiberglass, so we're getting a lot of static electricity on here. There's no quick detailer on here, and there's no blend line. Looks really, really good. This is intense right here. I mean, I am really up close, and anytime you touch black, you scratch it, so just got to be really careful with your hand, but it looks really, really good. So if you've ever thought about doing a blend, it is possible. A couple things. 800 grit for your prep, and that is a gray Scotch-Brite for your prep. Don't push too hard. Then when you color sand, no more than 2,000 grit when you color sand. No more than 2,000 there. Then Ceram-X polish. Always use Ceram-X polish. Do not use anything else. Cut with a wool. Finish with Ceram-X polish and a DA. Very important. And always, always, always bake your work. If you can, purchase an Infratech heater. It's very fast. If you try to get the kind of heat that you need to get, it's gonna take maybe a whole day in the sun on a black car like this. If you do it with the Infratech, you can do it in an hour, maybe 2 hours of baking that blend so it doesn't pull back. So really, really important. Keep those things in mind when you're doing a Hardedge blend on any painted surface. Okay, guys, I hope this helps.